I'll now be reading an excerpt from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Page 21, Desire, How to Get Dreams Off the Launching Pad. A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Dreams are not born of indifferences, laziness, or lack of ambition. Remember that all who succeed in life get off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they arrive. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at a moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. John Bunyan wrote The Pilgrim's Progress, which is amongst the finest of all English literature after he'd been confined in a prison and sorely punished because of his views on the subject of religion. O. Henry discovered that genius was slept within his brain after he'd been met with great misfortune and was confined into a prison cell in Columbus, Ohio, being forced through misfortune to become acquainted with his other self and use his imagination. He discovered himself to be a great author instead of a miserable criminal and outcast. Charles Dickens began by pasting labels on blacking pots. The tragedy of his first love penetrated the depths of his soul and converted him into one of the world's truly great authors. That tragedy produced first David Copperfield and a succession of other works that made this a richer and better world for all those who read his books. Helen Keller became deaf, dumb, and blind shortly after birth. Despite her greatest misfortune, she has written her name indelibly in the pages of the history of the great. Her entire life has served as evidence that no one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Robert Burns was an illiterate country lad. He was cursed by poverty and grew up to be a drunkard in the bargain. The world was made better for his having lived because he clothed beautiful thoughts in poetry and thoroughly plucked a thorn and planted a rose in its place. Beethoven was deaf, Milton was blind, but their names will last as long as time endures because they dreamed and translated their names into an organized thought. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one's ready for a thing till he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. Remember, no mere effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. A great poet has correctly stated this universal thought in these lines. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged that evening, and I counted my scanty store. But life is just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I work for menial's hire, only to learn, dismayed, that any wage I have asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Thank you for listening. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.